the importance of a short backswing. It's a real guarantee for success, and it really gives you a lot of confidence. Krebs, halfway down the range, that is public enemy number one. What you're looking for is this club to be naturally falling behind you. You don't need to put the effort in yourself. This club is able to react. It makes it so much easier for these dominoes to fall into place. It's a great confidence booster. So let's get ourselves in this short and correct backswing position. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett. Treb's halfway down the range with a friend at the moment. I'm sure he'll make an appearance. Welcome to a sunny but very windy day here in the middle range at Chestfield. Today's video, as you can see from the title or thumbnail, is the importance of a short backswing. If we can get ourselves in somewhat correct position at the top, it makes it so much easier for these dominoes to fall into place. But if you're in the wrong position, then it's harder for us to be a bit more consistent. Because like I say, the more compensations we have, the more chance for inconsistencies. But it's not just a case of just swinging it short. There are a few key ingredients which I'm going to detail in this video. So I'll just get the front camera set up. Hopefully the sun will stay out. I'm going to tell you all about them. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for joining me, and main man's made an appearance over there. And the importance of a short backswing. It's really important how we deliver this club at the top of the backswing. Now, like anything, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you can add a few little of these ingredients to your swing, because if you're in a position that your arms are in the incorrect position, you're having to lift the club to create the length, then you're going to put yourself in a position that's going to be difficult to create the correct sequence and order on the way down. What you're looking for is this club to be naturally falling behind you, arms and hands to be in front of your hips a little bit, and more importantly, we want to try and create some lag here, and that's difficult to create forcibly. There are drills that we can do to kind of implement that and really encourage that, but a majority of that recipe, the ingredients come from being in the correct position at the top of the backswing, and then when you move, this club is able to react. So let's get ourselves in this short and correct backswing position. So the main ingredient behind getting ourselves in a position that I would call natural width at the top, right elbow away if you've heard before, and you've got this kind of 90-degree angle in our left arm and club shaft. That to me is I've made a full coil, so I don't really need to overturn here, but my hands are only not even head height, I would imagine, and the club is behind my head. To me, because I've got this angle, the club is now behind my head. So how can we achieve that? One of the main ingredients behind that look is when your left arm is parallel to the ground, you want to be able to be hinging this club up. If you create some natural width away from the ball, no question about it. But I'd rather the golfer have an earlier setting position and a later one dragging the club inside. That is public enemy number one that I see for golfers who lift from here, because you can't keep going round. You then have to lift. Majority of golfers anyway will lift to create length, and then you're in this position that produces the four wrong things, a little bit tilty, sometimes a bit of an arm steepness here in the left arm, right elbow gets too far away, you haven't coiled correctly, because from here you can't really coil, you just lift, so there's an independent arm motion, and then you try and hit and create power from here, and your arms are in the wrong position. What comes from that generally, of this in and up, is a casting over the top. Generally, I'm not saying for everyone, but a majority of club golfers, if you stood on your first tee and you made a little note of every golfer on your first tee, generally people who slice the ball, don't create enough speed, do that type of motion. And with an iron, that can be, you can kind of get away with it a little bit, but with a driver you can't get away with it. So a golfer who's a little bit inside too early, and if that's you, you need to feel a much earlier setting position. So as soon as you pretty much take the club back, you've got to feel like this club is setting. Now the position I would really encourage you to swing through is the halfway back position. I wouldn't worry about this first position, because if you can get in a decent position halfway back, the first position will be taking care of itself. So let's really work on hitting some balls from this halfway back position. I'm going to talk you through what you should be looking for if you're doing it in front of a mirror. So coiling away, you need to be hinging early if you're a dragger inside, and that's for certain. And you need to be feeling like this club is pretty vertical. Now left arm parallel, hopefully that's about parallel from the front view. My hands are slightly behind my toe line. I can see them in my peripheral, but they're in front of my chest here pretty much. Remember, there's a Goldilocks zone, you don't have to be perfect. But the club is the most important position. The shaft here, I think I've done this so many times, I know it's pretty much through my collarbone, shoulder area. Remember, there's a Goldilocks zone. But remember, to be in this shorter, wider position at the top of the backswing, if you can get in this position halfway back or pretty close to it, 90 degrees as you can see there, the continuation of that is just that. So whatever you've got halfway back, you've got the top of the backswing. So forget about first position, forget about top of the backswing position, just focus hitting balls from this halfway back position. So you can put yourself in a net or a practice area, don't worry about result early doors, but we're going to stop halfway back, don't look, check it if you like. Okay, more vertical the better. The most important ingredient is this 90 degrees you've got here. You don't want any kind of lack of hinge here. What's going to help that, I've said it in the channel many times, is finger grip. The more you can get the club in the fingers of both hands, you put it in the palms, you can't hinge correctly. So really get your club in the fingers of your grip here, with both hands, then you've got some range of motion. You're able to use your wrists correctly from there. So let's hit some balls. So halfway back, check it. Middle of my hands just slightly behind my toe line, so I'm looking back slightly. From here we're going to continue on. It's not that much of a continuation from that halfway back position, as you can see. You can do this with any club. So halfway back, earlier set. Okay, my left arm isn't in parallel yet and I've got that 90 degree look. Continue. Beautiful. Hit that a little heavy, but it doesn't matter. Remember, it's not result based yet. You just want to be layering some new feelings here. Don't worry about result yet. Blend in a full swing later on in the video. Remember, continue your coil. We're not just doing it with hands and arms here. There's a coil of your body, as you can see there. Pretty coiled. Club up. Keep your head still. Coil a little bit more. That was my best one. You can see it's taken 3 for me to get used to that position. Right, I've only hit 3, so let's hit a few more. Coil, point it up, still looking down. Check it if you like. Yep, all looks good. Continue the coil. You don't have to lift your hands from there. Your hands and your backswing from that halfway back position, as you can see from the slow-mo, is just dictated by the coil then. So everything stays the same from this halfway back position. Yep, remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. So all I'm doing from here is coiling my belly button a little bit, shoulders a little bit. And you can see there how short my hand swing is. My club is still behind. The hinging of your wrists produces a shorter arm swing. You're still coiling. There's still a turn. If you want to coil it a turn, you can see there I've got a big shoulder turn. My coil, I'm really sitting into my right side. But you've got to have this ingredient. It's so overlooked, this ingredient halfway back. Point it up. If you're a dragger, point it up early, feeling. Keep everything as it is. Continue and hit. Oh yeah, I'm getting used to it now. Have this angle built in. Yes, in a perfect world, we kind of produce a little bit of extra lag coming down. No question about it, with the use of our engine room or anything like that. But there's too many golfers that have this casting motion on the way down. And a vast majority of that, I don't know a percentage, a vast majority of that is caused by being in a poor backswing position. Their wrists aren't engaged, so they lift, and then they're in this wrong position, so to create power, they have to over move their body. I want you to do the opposite to that. I want you to feel like your backswing's a little wristy, you're still coiling, remember? Head still, look at that, 90 degrees. A little thin, but it went straight. Remember, it's not really result based, so don't worry about that, especially if you're hitting to a net. Beautiful exercise to do. Okay, I'm not going to check now, because I'm pretty confident I can get in that position. So coil my belly button, point it up, stop, go. Okay, so I'm trusting now. You can video yourself and check that position. Keep looking down, coil, point it up, carry on, go. Remember, the shorter the backswing, the more chance for the correct sequence coming down, that's for certain. Okay, we can shorten that. I'm fast tracking it now. We can shorten that time. We're going to pause, a backswing. You can see it's just a little motion from that halfway back position. I don't know if my left arm is parallel there. Normally golfers go a bit too far on the way back, but from that position I stop, you can see it's not a big move at all to carry on that full coil from there. So you can see how much I've coiled. Club is up, engaged the wrist position, the hinge, continue, through. Beautiful. You know what? It's a real guarantee for success, and it really gives you a lot of confidence. It's like the pre-shot routine drill. Remember the drill I did where I just kind of, you do it literally above the ball and then you continue from there? It's the same thing, but this is a bridge between the two, between that and a full swing, because you're kind of blending up a real life event now. So I'm feeling my hinge as my hands go past my right shoe there. It's probably exaggerated a little bit, but I'd rather the golfer there than here. That is for certain, because if I don't produce the hinge, my club's probably going to go inside. It's not going to stay outside, very rarely anyway. So it's fantastic exercise for you club golfers that want to layer some more swing. But to be able to swing, you've got to have some hinge. And if you've got some hinge, you can now have some natural lag coming down, because now you've got something to hold. There's something there already. You don't need to like layer it. So you've already got this kind of 90 degrees, and then you can kind of get rid of it from there. So it's a great confidence booster. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to lay 100% of this in, but the more you can get your wrist engaged in the swing, feel like the club is pointing up early without taking your hands outside. So the hands are going kind of back a little bit, and then the club is pointing up. And you're not doing it by lifting it up, you're doing it by the wrists. If you want to throw something a little bit different into it without hitting a ball, I wouldn't hit a ball doing this, but you can just lift up without moving your shoulders or your arms, and then you can make a backswing there. It's kind of put you in that same position. All you're trying to do is create that 90-degree look. Oh, I'm getting used to it now. This one I'm just going to check this time. If you're on your own, haven't got a phone, you're not sure, so every now and again just do a check. Coil, head still, I'm not looking yet. I'm going to feel where it is. It's going to fast track you even more. Okay, I'm going to look back now. Right, club looks like it's pointing up quite nicely. Left arm parallel to the ground-ish. It's slightly behind me, which is nice, because I can tell that I don't have to look over there. I can kind of see my left arm a little bit behind my toe line, which is nice, not too far behind, little Goldilocks zone. Okay, all pretty good. Looks like I'm in the right position. Okay, let's go back and hit this one nice and light. We're not rushing it. That's the secret. We're not going to rush it. Feel, yeah, that looks pretty similar. Continue. Oh, yes. You can check it for a while. Yep, it looks all pretty good. Or then you can just do a split second. So to blend it into my full swing, what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to pause. I'm just going to kind of go slow motion through it. So coil, point it up. There we go. Guess what I'm going to say? Work on speed. So important to layer into your swing, because it's so difficult, as we know, as you pull the pin on the first tee, boom, back into old again. Nice and smooth, coil, point it up. Beautiful. Remember, start off in first gear and work yourself through the gears there. Great one to take on the course. Right, I'm going to start off in first. Okay, practice swing. Great to do on the course, yep. Practice swing there, okay. Okay, nice and slow on the course, light with the fingers. Okay, a bit more of a finger grip. Coil, point it up, continue. Beautiful, a little bit skinny out to the right. Let's try again. Okay, as soon as my hands get to my right foot, I'm going to feel like they're going to start pointing up here. Continue my coil, nice and slow. First gear. You'll be amazed you don't need to hit it far or hard to hit it far, because now, as you can see from that swing there, I've got some natural lag in my swing. If you've got natural lag, you've got natural speed. If you've got natural speed, you've got some hidden power in there without you even feeling it. And that's the key for kind of longevity of golf. If you're in your senior years or you've got some ailments, that's the key. Have something to get rid of. If you've got something to get rid of, you don't need to put the effort in yourself, because it's already built in there and you're already storing it. And the key to that is being able to get yourself in this shorter backswing position. If you can get in this position that's short but correct, with the correct ingredients, then you're more than halfway there. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for joining me for another one. And a bit cloudy at the start of the video, lovely and sunny now. And thank you so much for your support, for watching the video, for liking if you can, for sharing, becoming a member of any of the membership schemes that I've got. It goes a long way to support the channel and for me to make the videos for you. So I'm very grateful. I was really getting in the groove of that after a while. You don't need to hit that many balls to start getting a feeling. Like I always say, and hopefully say in every video, movement gives you feeling. So if you can create the movements, you will get a feeling for that. You'll probably feel it in your wrist. If you've ever been a bit passive in your wrist on the way back, you're going to really feel like, oh, you're really engaging your wrists earlier in the backswing. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching if you made it this far, and we'll see you next time. So from the sunny middle range here at Chestfield, from myself and Trev, stay healthy on and off the golf course, and we'll see you next time. Cheerio!